Hey folks, it is Saturday afternoon and I'm not gonna lie, I have done absolutely nothing today. Just the entire morning and half of the afternoon. It's about 3 p.m. now. Just a absolute barren wasteland of time. But I am trying to get a move on starting about now because there is a holiday festival going on in the town center where I live today. Just started about an hour ago. And I know that I want to at least swing by sometime in the first half while it's still vaguely light outside, and then come back around the end of the festival at 7:30 when they're doing a little holiday sing-along. So I do need to start getting some momentum, something productive done in order to be ready to leave for that. But for right now, I'm just sitting in front of my tree. I'm watching Nigella's Christmas Kitchen because cooking shows, especially festive shows, are kind of like my comfort television. And I'm gonna see what we can get done before I leave for the festival. It's time for dinner, and tonight I am going to make these little spring vegetable mini pot pies. I wish I could link the recipe for these pot pies to you, but I can't find it. I wrote it down on a recipe card, gave it like the exact title of wherever I found it, but the fact that I wrote it down on a recipe card instead of saving the link makes me think that maybe it was like a TikTok recipe or something, like something that I got the instructions from a video and just like transcribed them down. So here's what I'll do. I'll put the recipe as I wrote it on this little card in the description box of this video. So if you want to make these, you can too. Another fun fact, this is actually, to the best of my recollection, the first meal I ever cooked when I moved into this apartment. Not the first meal I ate in this apartment, but at the time I was still sort of part-time living at the old place and spending like half of my time here while I was slowly moving in. So it took me a couple weeks to fully get in here, and that meant that I was still cooking a lot of my meals at my old house. So I think this was the first weekend that I like slept here, is I cooked this meal. But we're gonna make it again today. So I've already done all the chopping and everything before I brought you all in. This recipe has a bunch of veggies. It has asparagus, carrots, onion. I got the pre-diced onion this time because I thought it would be quicker to measure. It's got frozen peas and then kind of the roux that you make for all pot pies. And I got these little mini pie crusts this time because they're mini pot pies. I didn't realize they made mini pie crusts, but since they do, I thought it would be easy enough to get those. So basically all we're gonna do is saute the vegetables and then make the roux and put in the frozen peas, cook it until everything is warm, and then we're just gonna like put the pie crusts on top of it and bake it in the oven for a little while. go with my pot pies, I am going to make some Brussels sprouts. I found this recipe for like 10-minute Brussels sprouts on Pinterest, and I'll link the recipe for this one, although I will say it does have a flaw, which is that the ingredients list calls for 2 garlic cloves, and then the instructions don't tell you what to do with them. So I'm just going to put them in at the same time as the Brussels sprouts and hope for the best. These are pretty simple. All you need are a couple of Brussels sprouts. This only has 2 servings, so there's not that many Brussels sprouts. Olive oil, garlic cloves, I guess, and then salt and pepper. It is truly not Christmas until you have made yourself openly weep to that episode of Doctor Who. That is the Doctor, the Widow, and the Wardrobe from the Matt Smith era. If anybody wants to go back and watch it, be prepared. You're going to cry a lot. It is quite the emotional episode. But it's getting late, so that's all I'm going to do tonight. Have a great night, everybody. I will see you in my next video. Good night.